Welcome to the R&B Only show. Please note that the opinions expressed here belong solely to the hosts and guests, not to Colors Worldwide Inc., our affiliates, or sponsors. The content is provided as is for entertainment and information purposes only, without any guarantees of accuracy or completeness. Colors Worldwide Inc. is not liable for any errors or omissions, nor does mentioning products or services imply endorsement. This disclaimer is subject to change, and we encourage our audience to stay updated.
Speaking of Broccoli City Fest,
we got the founder of the festival in the building, co-founder, one of the founders. Shout out to Mr. Brandon in the building. Pew, 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 pew. How do y'all measure success?
I can tell you easy. For me,
on my team, they the best at what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Baddest heifers.
You feel me? But it's like, nah, this is focused in on the culture, on black people.
And let's go ahead and say it. Black people. Sometimes people say the culture and they mean like, you talking about black people.
R&B Only. Welcome back to the R&B Only show, your one-stop shop for all things R&B. I'm Jovy E.
And my name is Tiara Monique, West. Happy day. I hope y'all feeling good. How you feeling, Jovy?
I'm good. You know, yeah. It's an exciting week. We had a really exciting weekend.
Long weekend.
Jam-packed weekend. God damn.
Right? A lot. How was your weekend?
So Thursday it started off, the team ended up getting tickets to go see Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign for that like one night that they had at Rolling Loud. Yeah, so after work, we headed over there. We're doing like a walkthrough at one of the venues near there, so they tossed us some tickets for the weekend, which was cool.
Yeah, and Dolla $ign. It was more like a listening party, right?
Right. So it was advertised as their like first performance of Vultures.
Okay.
It was not a performance. They was on their masks and no mics.
I saw a lot of videos and it was just, they were masked up. You couldn't tell who was who and they were just moving around the stage.
I mean, granted, like YG popped out. They had a couple people, Freddie Gibbs popped out. They had a couple people pop out, but like there was no introduction of these people. You had to like, oh, there's somebody else up there. Like, you know, it was interesting. It was an interesting crowd, you know.
Do you like the album?
Was Quavo there?
Was it like to?
You said what?
Was Quavo there?
Good morning, Jabari. Jabari's here, y'all.
I didn't see Quavo, so I don't know.
But Quavo was on 2 songs, so I thought
that he was
when we were watching it, I thought it was Quavo.
So you were there too, Jabari?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was in the pretty much the whole team in the office, minus one person in the office.
I'm in the office right now.
Right now, are you in the office on Thursdays?
I could be.
Okay then.
I could be.
Okay then.
But on that. What was your honest opinion of
the music that I heard? The show,
the performance? Because
it wasn't a performance.
I also watched the Ty Dolla $ign and Ye interview on that Big Boy did recently, and they were talking about how these listening sessions were different than traditional performances. But the way they were speaking about them was that almost as if that they were doing something, almost a new type of performance. And when I heard that, like, and I'm going to quote Ye right now and say, Ye specifically said that the smoke, and I love Ye, y'all know how much I love Ye, but he said the smoke is an opener. He said the smoke is sort of like an opener. And once I saw that part of the interview, I was like,
the cryo smoke?
Are you serious? Like,
that's blocking them? That smoke?
No, like haze.
Yeah, the one. Okay.
Yeah. Because that was on the stage before they came out.
While music was playing, though?
No.
Tomatoes.
That's what I'm saying. He said smoke. He did, like, the man said smoke
was an
opener. Like, or was like an opener. And I was just like, oh, they have transcended what most of us deem as reality. And what we would consider a valuable, you know, experience or performance, they are doing something completely different than that. And then they also mentioned that people, you know, just want to, and I do agree with this, and I do think there are some people like this, that people just want to be there for the experience, and they just want to say, hey, I was here.
Yeah, because people still going to pay for that.
But for me personally, that was a massive disappointment.
Yeah.
Like,
that was not for
I'm
me.
thinking I was about to see videos of them do it. No, I didn't see anything.
No. First of all, you can't even see their face. You can't even see their mouths moving.
I didn't see anybody from YG.
There wasn't like a, hey, what's up, Rolling Loud? Like there was nothing. They did not have microphones up there.
I could not imagine booking that. Like,
and paying
it's one thing if they're doing it on their own, but I could not imagine being a festival producer, promoter, and you're actually paying for that.
Some people
and we're
paid
gonna talk to a festival producer soon, but like, my goodness.
Some people paid $150 to $250 just for that night.
No, you know what? That reminds me of that time Frank Ocean dropped that visual project on Apple Music and he wasn't doing anything but just walking around.
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of.
But that was like to get out of. That was like something he
was
dropped
still
just to get
innovative
out
and
of
he got
his
paid for
contract type shit.
It was something different that they did and they got paid and it was something that nobody was. Doing.
I personally. Well, we're getting anyways. That was Thursday.
That was Thursday.
Friday, I think my Friday was pretty chill. Question mark.
Saturday was a big day though.
Saturday was big. We had the NAACP Awards. That's another venue. They had it at the Shrine, right by USC, and we're doing a walkthrough there. Or some of the team is doing a walkthrough there soon. So they gave us tickets to the NAACP Awards to see how like ticketing and like parking and all of that stuff goes. And we was in the building, y'all. Tiara was with us this time. You know what I'm saying?
They invited me there, y'all.
Yeah.
I got the invite.
The team was suited and booted. We was all looking cute or whatever.
I want to say everybody looked fabulous and amazing.
We had
JABARI got a haircut and everything.
The
it was
squad
crazy.
that was I had no hat on because my lady would be looking at me crazy if I tried to bring her to the NAACP Awards with a suit and one of these hats. So it was nice. It was also nice for us, to take a break from parenthood and just be surrounded by Black excellence. I think that was
that's what it was.
That was the main thing, man. Like just so much inspiration in the building from seeing Usher get that Entertainer of the Year and the President's Award.
We gonna talk about it, Jabari. Don't get all too
sorry. Okay,
we gonna get to it. We got other stuff to talk about.
The actual show. These are things that went down.
We're gonna talk about the show
later
as well. Once we mention Usher.
Okay, but it was
inspirational.
I was very inspired.
Yeah,
I was too. At the NAACP Awards, you got to seeing a lot of friends, colleagues in the industry, and just this is one thing I will say. I think as a generation from millennials to Gen Z, I think we need to dress up more.
Yes,
and we need to put on formal outfits and go places that are dignified. Because
and require that type of
because everybody is always very casual and everybody is always very like nonchalant. Sometimes when you just put on an elegant dress as a woman or a very or a tailored suit, it kind of reminds you that what you're doing is like serious, and there's a lot of people that have broke down all kinds of barriers for you to get to where you're at right now. And it's just a reminder of like, sometimes we can put it on, do it big, and feel good about ourselves, man. We can. I just think that that's necessary. So
you're right.
Appreciate everybody at the NAACP for just
appreciate my people.
Celebrating Black excellence and for having us out there.
Yeah, and, great. How was your?
I mean, it was pretty good. I was with y'all most of the weekend, so my weekend was A1 since day one. But it's great. I hope y'all feeling good. We got a lot of R&B topics to talk about. We talking about Broccoli City Fest this weekend.
Speaking of Broccoli City Fest,
we got the founder of the festival in the building.
Yes.
Co-founder, one of the founders. Shout out to Mr. Brandon in the building. Pew, 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 pew.
This is my guy right here, Brandon in the building.
Yes.
I know him as Broccoli City B.
Broccoli City B. You know what? That's what I'm going to start calling you too.
Word.
I like that one better. BCB.
Thank y'all so much. Survive.
We appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me.
Can we just jump straight into it, man? Man. So first and foremost,
lineup drop.
Broccoli City announced that. Hold on, before we even, what year are y'all on right now?
Man, like 10, 11.
This is 10, 11?
Yeah, 10, 11. Yeah.
Which one?
I'm thinking about, because you got to think about them COVID years.
Okay, yeah.
Even though we still booked them.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, you still went through the, you know what I mean? Yep. Labor, you just ain't had a baby. If that's all right, kind of.
So you're a decade. You're a decade in.
Yeah.
And
congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh man, congrats for sure. And you just dropped your lineup for this year's festival.
Yeah.
Ladies, can you just read off some of the names?
Megan Thee Stallion, Gunna, Party Next Door, K Tronada, Sexy Red, Victoria Monet, Key Glock, Friday, Feezy, Skilla Baby, Baby Tay, and guess who else? R&B Only.
Oh yeah.
Issa Rae on there.
Issa Rae with the live experiences. Yeah, Desi Banks. I'm loving this lineup.
Tizo
Thank you.
Touchdown.
I love this lineup, and
Jordan
I've been seeing
Ward.
online. They saying like this is the lineup of the year right here.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
You
great
did
thing.
it with
That's
this
For
dope.
the culture,
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
did it with this one.
Because
for sure.
not even on just the like music side
Everything,
did y'all
the entire
execute
event.
right, but even down in the live experience space, like y'all did that all the way right,
Man, appreciate
all the way
you.
right for sure.
So, all right, man, this is going to be a very interesting episode because, you know, we do some of the same things, some similar, some different, but I just think like from being in the live event space for so many years, I think we have a lot to talk about and discuss. And first and foremost, though, I want to, how has it gotten easier as you're in year 10, or has it gotten more difficult to continue to make something that people want to come to, most importantly?
Wow, that's a really good question. It's the same. It's, you know what I mean? Because, you know, it's just, because it's who we are, right? So like, when it comes to like booking an event or whatever the case may be, or curating an experience, like, it's us. You know what I mean? So for me, it's not like I'm doing an outer body experience for it because I am it. You know what I mean?
You
But
are the audience.
Yeah, but the thing is, I am getting older,
Yes.
right? So having that trust within the youth around you, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that you stay tapped in, you know what I mean? And then also making that choice. You had said something about like, for the culture, right? And that's all I was thinking about when we was booking this, is us.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Versus like, I think sometimes we try to get people outside of, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But it's like, nah, this is focused in on the culture, on black people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that always makes it a little...
And let's go ahead and say it. It's not like
Yeah, for sure.
black people. Sometimes
Black
people
people.
say the culture, and they mean
the
like
multicultural...
Yeah,
black
they-
people.
Every colored person in the culture, no, black people.
Yeah, black people. You know what I mean?
I can feel that. I remember when the lineup dropped. I think this was like 2013 or 14. I was still at Howard, and the lineup dropped. My friends were like, "Oh, let's go to Broccoli City." I
Yeah.
bought a ticket. I forgot who was on the lineup, but I know I bought a ticket,
Yeah.
and I had just got over a cold. It was pouring down rain that day. I'm like,
Weather
man.
issues always
Yeah.
And this was in
happen at
April though,
Broccoli
so I
City.
noticed that the time change where you have it. But first, how are you inspired to start this? I just know from me going way back then to see what it is now,
Yeah.
like the growth is amazing. But
Thank
what was
you.
your inspiration like just starting it, and why did you start it?
I had moved to Los Angeles early, and I moved to LA during the blog culture, during the blog scene,
the
right?
blog era.
You know what I mean? The blog era. And during that time, like when I first moved to LA, I got hip to, I ended up getting a job on Melrose at this spot called Workman's. They used to sell like, you know, the Hundreds and Crooks and Castles when they first started popping off. And like, I got hip to like this entrepreneurialistic spirit that Los Angeles had at the time. You know what I mean? Like everybody you meet has something. They could be a cashier, but they like, yo, bruh, I really
side,
do this,
I
bruh.
really hustle.
And they
I'm
weren't
really hustle.
afraid to say it. You know what I mean? Which I thought, I'm like, damn, like that's a bop. So I wanted to create something for the original tagline was like, for those who been fly. You know what I mean? Y'all probably know that. That was like 100 years ago. But it was trying to create that space, man. I just felt like it wasn't no space for like regular niggas, if I may be so, you know what I mean? Just explicit. Regular niggas, yo. Like, I just felt like I was a regular nigga. I like regular shit, you know what I mean? And it was just the niche of it was it being just for the you, the me's, you know what I'm saying?
Everyday
like, you know what I
people,
mean? And that community was all around me. Sorry, that community was all around me from, you know what I mean? Shout out to Dom Kennedy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Thurs and YO and, you know what I mean? Meat Dot from Two Dope. Like just that whole community was like this. It was arm length away. You could just touch a cat or see a cat. I remember I used to go to parties and wait on cats, bloggers. Like, yo, I know they gonna be here. You know what I mean? And find them and be like, yo, why you ain't posting my joint, yo? But I hope I even answer your question. I think I went on a tangent.
I mean,
but,
no, you did. You did it for us.
Yeah, so I did it for us. Yeah. So That was the thing. And then also the economy side of it.
Yeah, I was
We
gonna say
always
Broccoli
had-
City, the name.
Yeah. So
I did make a mistake yesterday. Our tour manager yesterday was like, is it like tree, like weed related? I'm like, I said, yeah, I thought it was. But then I looked and saw that y'all are from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So it was an ode to that.
Yeah. So I used to, Green is the broccoli and Borough is the city. And I used to just say Broccoli City back in the day. Like, damn, them shoes is fly. Brock City, them shits is hard.
That's
and
fire.
it just grew. And then when it was time,
You
and we
manifested
was
that.
we was a t-shirt company first, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're a social enterprise. We do a lot of community work. We were doing community gardens, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were doing a lot of that stuff.
I
And
remember
the
when you
festival,
can-
Eating healthy.
Yeah,
Earth
eating
Day.
healthy,
Wasn't the first one like
sustainability.
ever on Earth Day? Didn't you do that?
That was the goal. We did it. Shout out to my young boy Gavin and Fred over there at what at the time was called Just Be Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now it's
Now it's
Supervision.
Supervision.
Yep.
Shout out to Gavin and
I
everything
just bought
that
a
he's
shirt,
doing.
too.
Pew, pew, pew.
Shameless plug for my guy. But the first one was called Global Coolin'.
Okay.
The first one, we did that here in Los Angeles, had the likes of the Dom Kennedys yet again, the UNIs, Casey Veggies,
Oh,
you know
man,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
That's an era.
I gotta
money
shout out
make it do
Anwar
a
because my
backflip,
man got on the
hey.
Anwar sweater right here, the Justin Pease days,
Yeah.
you know, all them cats, bruh. Like Kendrick Lamar was on that joint, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
wow.
this was, you know, it was a time,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, for us, my bad.
No, you answered the
I
question.
actually remember when you can do a bunch of like, you had like an app where you can do volunteer work in DC
Yeah,
to get
still
a free
got that.
ticket
Yeah.
to Broccoli City. It's always been really like
Yeah.
grassroots
And community
and
based.
And
community based.
accessible though. That was the big thing. You know what I'm saying? Just always wanted to make sure that joint was accessible.
Yeah, I got a ticket and I was broke. This was like my junior year. So if I had a ticket, like, ain't no
You knew it was accessible.
yeah, I knew it was very accessible if I had a
Facts.
ticket because that
Nah.
was struggle days.
Real
Yeah.
talk, real talk.
Facts.
But we always wanted to give people, you know what I mean, solid. And I know we'll probably get into that, you know what I
Yeah,
mean, in
yeah.
terms of like the lineups and stuff.
So
Yeah.
now we're at a place where we're switching locations.
Yeah.
Change locations.
Man,
we're
couple
at the
times.
soccer. Well, a couple times.
Yeah.
Now this year we're at the soccer stadium.
Yeah.
Audi Field.
Audi Field.
Talk
yeah.
to us about
Okay.
that
Man.
decision to make that change.
Man, we had to, you know, you just gotta evolve, you gotta change, you know what I mean? You gotta just, you know, like at first we was at the Bullpen. That was the very first one that we did in DC, which is in Southeast DC.
That's a cute
and-
little venue too.
Yeah, and then we moved to St. Elizabeth, which St. Elizabeth is a really historical time because that's an old insane asylum
insane asylum. Yeah,
in the
yeah.
hood, like
Yeah.
dead smack in the middle of the hood. You know what I mean? For those who ain't never been.
And there's there's like a hospital over there. or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that, like
yeah.
a clinic still or something. Yeah.
So that was our home for many years in DC, and that spot was like, man, those were good times. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I remember seeing Jabari out there for those. He used to
Yep,
cut to
yep,
that
yep.
one over there. And then we moved to we went to FedEx Field one year. You know what I mean?
was there that year.
Yeah, we did that and tried to figure that out. And then, you know, went to RFK. You know what I'm saying? So RFK is the parking lot. And yeah, we had to get up out of there, man. Like, you know, we moved our festival to the summertime. So obviously it's Kevin Bacon out that joint. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, my
Like,
goodness.
Oh, show.
You were there in attendance
Yeah,
last year.
DC
I
humidity.
was sweating last year.
Yeah.
I was sweating in places I don't think I've ever sweat
Man.
before. That first
That's
day,
the one thing I
the first
don't
day was
miss.
nasty outside. Then the
sure.
second day was the day it rained on Coco Jones, but
Yeah.
we had pulled up after it rained, so it was like humid and sticky, but it wasn't like
Sounds
like
that
DC.
first day.
Yeah,
but
this
yeah, that's
DC,
DC.
yeah.
That's DC
Yeah.
summers for you.
Yeah, you
for
know
sure.
what I'm saying?
You know, on speaking about switching venues,
Yes, sir.
when I saw you guys drop the lineup yesterday, you also included a promo video. And when you hit the site, it was screenshots of comments that fans had left about maybe their disapproval or
Just some feedback.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe it wasn't the best feedback.
Yeah.
I think as an event producer, talk about why you wanted to do that, because that is something that people do not do. They don't share negative feedback and then say, hey, we hear your concerns and we're going to address them head on. Like, just talk about that,
Yeah.
man, because I thought that was really brave and bold.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can be scared. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta. I mean, you know the communities that we come from. You know what I mean? Like,
Love
we
to
are
talk.
hard critics. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, and if you scared of that, then you ain't gonna. You know what I mean? You ain't
Yeah.
gonna make it. And I think also too, and this is I guess I would say a promoter's tip or a community organizer tip is that the consumer or our friends or our family or whatever the case may be, at the end of the day, they really just want to be heard. You know what I mean? So you have to create a space for them to voice there. And obviously we got social media, this, that, to the third, so they can voice it irregardless. But letting somebody know that they're heard is powerful. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So not hitting folks back with auto replies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hitting them back, they name, yo, you know what I'm saying? My bad, Tisha. You know what I'm saying? My fault, yo. Like that shit was crazy as well on our side too. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, have a quick dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing you can spend too much time in, obviously, because you got other people to get to. But I think it's about being heard, especially for our consumer, black consumers.
For sure.
Now, okay, on that note, how many people though do you think almost sometimes don't understand the challenges? And can we talk about this?
Yes,
how
sir.
Sometimes consumers, it's like some of the stuff, because when I saw that, I was just like, I felt seen, because I was like, man, we deal with people in our comments. Oh my God, saying some of the most egregious things.
For
right?
sure, for
Acting
sure.
like there's not another human being on the side of what they're writing.
For sure.
And you know, sometimes I wonder, because I'm like, when an artist gets sick, or are you on Live Nation's page doing the same thing? You know what I mean? Are you on, but is it because we are accessible?
Yes.
Is it because
That's why.
we look like you?
Yeah.
Is it because that sometimes when a mistake is made, like I just wonder, is the same grace given to the big players
No.
when a mistake is made?
No. Totally.
I'm with her, but I will say this though: it's a good and a bad to be seen on our level. You know what I mean? Because yet again, you can address it on our level. You know what I mean? And I think that with the way communication is, with the way yet again social media is, this, that, to the third, us on our side, community organizers, we have to be more open like that, because the message is more so, and I'm not gonna say niche, but it goes back to the festival book and doing it for a specific person versus being so high and generic. You know what I mean? To where it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, no, this is direct.
Yeah, it's
to
not
you, if that
general
makes sense.
market.
Yeah, it's not general. Yeah, this is specific, you know, and I just think that's where the world is going. You know what I'm saying? Like straight to consumer, you know what I mean? Like, and I know we're gonna talk about this at some point, maybe not, but even the relationship between the community organizer and the artist.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about
I didn't
that.
mention the agent in between that.
We need to talk about
because
it.
of with
We need to
social
go right into
media,
it.
that may be something that may end up happening. You know what I mean? There's some things on this lineup that I did directly with the artist
Talk about it.
versus through the agent. And not saying that agents ain't the homies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If y'all
of course.
watching this with us, because I know y'all watching this, because they watching you.
So
Anyway,
did that make it easier for you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because the artists, they know the smell. Like, they know you. They know what up. Like, it ain't like I know them all from scratch, but once they talk to you and smell you, like, they want to show they art. They respect what we doing, this, that, to the third.
Well, can we first break down, because you know this is this show is the R&B fan is listening,
R&B,
right?
yes.
And now I don't think a lot of the R&B fans totally understand the relationship and the difference between a manager and an agent and all that. So can you just break it down, Brandon? Like, what is an agent's role in when you see your favorite artist at a show?
Yeah, so the manager is 9 times out of 8 is the homie. You know what I mean? It's the person that been with them since day one. You know what I mean? The grind out, whatever, boom.
Right.
That's the manager. The agent is the person that they sign to when they start getting a little bigger, you know what I mean? And they want to start booking shows.
Right.
And that agent, when talking to them, said, I can get you on the Broccoli Cities. I can get you on the Roots Picnic, the Lollapaloozas. I can get you a special guest on R&B Only. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as the community organizer, you usually go through the agent. You know what I mean? Or the manager will send you to the agent.
Bingo.
Like, yo, if they don't really know you like that, they may just say, oh, I'm going to pass you off to my agent.
Right.
Because they handle all the, you know what I'm saying?
The
The little,
day-to-day,
what did Matthew McConaughey say on the thing? Like mustard shit. That, you know what I mean? The admin mustard shit, whatever he said. Wolf of Wall Street. But yeah, So that's a breakdown.
Okay, and so why sometimes is it more advantageous to handle a booking for a live show through the manager instead of the agent?
Yeah, because the agent, they got their own ROIs, their own return on investments, right?
Course,
You know what I
they want
mean?
their check too.
They also tax a bit.
A bit.
They also
they want to get their check too.
and they also may not even show your offer to the artist.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because of politics or whatever. Like it's a real like it's wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The industry is really wild. And I would say, you know, you definitely need to have tough skin. I made a mistake early of thinking people were my friend, was my friend or whatever. And we just talked about this. Me and Jabari just talked about this. And that is setting yourself up for, you know what I mean, to be butthurt. Yeah, L. You know what I mean? Like, have reasonable expectations. And not saying that these people aren't great people, because they the same age as us. They trying to figure it out too. Just like you said, they got to eat too. You know what I mean? But when you make that mistake of thinking that this is not a business ordeal, even though it is what I was saying earlier, who we are, you know what I mean? It's still a monetization of that.
Yes.
And they are in it for that side of it. You know what I mean? So I could be like, damn, I thought you was my homie. Like, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And they like,
this is business.
This is business. Yeah, you like, but we got shots at Soho Warehouse. We was, like,
It's different.
it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That's with the agents.
That's with the agents. Yeah.
Okay, so now on the manager side.
Oh, the manager, the homie. Like
Managers are usually cool.
They cool.
Yeah.
They trying to figure it out for their homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Depending on how that person has their stuff set up. But in most cases, with African American artists, from what I've dealt with, it be the homie. It be the mom.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It be the sister.
Especially in R&B.
Yeah.
It's the mom a lot.
Oh, it's the mom. You know what I mean? Y'all talking about
Somebody
Coco
close,
Jones moments?
right.
Like, that's Mom Dukes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, at the time, it was somebody else, but moms is important in that conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I had my sis Kiki Palmer come out.
Yeah.
I did that with Miss Palmer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that business was done with Miss Sharon Palmer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, to your point, R&B mamas.
Yeah,
Shout out to R&B
for sure,
mamas.
man.
Shout
For
out to
sure.
R&B mamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to, rest in peace, Jennifer Hudson's mom. Donald Hudson. Like, the early on in my career, she found out who I was and what I was doing, and had all kinds of stuff going on.
Or Jasmine Sullivan. Oh, Jasmine.
No, Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson, Chicago
mom
Jennifer
also
Hudson.
has
Yeah,
recently
okay.
passed.
Yeah.
And she passed away, but she was just like, she was so early in my career. Like, when I wasn't even in R&B at the time. And this is like R&B superstar's mom understanding what's going on in the landscape of the game. Found my number, always was checking up on me, all this. It was crazy, man. Just like was telling me about what music her daughter was dropping. And it's just when you got a good mom in the entertainment space, you'll go a long ways, because there's so many people out here trying to pull and take and snatch that sometimes Mom Duke's the only one that really gonna know.
Yeah, how you move with your right page, not be out here like, one of them movies when you burnt out and all that. Like, nah.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. So let's talk about something that a lot of people don't realize, what also is one of the most difficult things to navigate, especially when you're in the announced artist space, right? And you're in the lineup dropping world. Can you please explain to the people what billing is and how difficult that process can be?
And this became a thing. So billing is when you put your ad mat out, or your flyer, your festival flyer. You got Jabari and you got Brandon on here, right? Me and him, right? So my agent wants my name to be a little bit higher than Jabari's.
And bigger.
You know what I'm saying? And bigger, and have some glitter on it. And, you know what I mean? So
Bold, bordered in white outline,
and this
please.
the thing that's so crazy is that for me, this really has become a thing, I want to say, after COVID. Like, before, it wasn't really that much of an issue, or it may have been that the artists were so separate that it wasn't even a question that Solange is supposed to be before Smino. You know what I mean? But nowadays, bruh, it is wild. Like, they want you to send them your flyer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they will try to like pull the artist off the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this, that, and I can understand from like, I get it. Like, I get it. If you got Kendrick Lamar and you got him, you know what I mean? Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But who in their right mind is going to do that?
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? And like, yeah.
I know you have that same issue, Jabari, and that's why you made the transition to not even.
You can change the flyer 15 times.
Who's on the festival?
Your flyer is going out at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Right? You set 10 a.m. We put this joint up. You sent your flyer to the agents over the weekend.
Yeah.
Didn't
Hear my plots. God, I hope they ain't watching, but you're probably watching. I sent it to them over the weekend so they don't have time to give me no BS full feedback, and I don't have to like, you know what I mean, blatantly, blatantly just ignore you or say no.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you sent it to them over the weekend.
Post
But
Monday
they back
morning.
in the office early Monday.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, by the way, can you do that? And it's like, bro. So your designer, whoever your designer is, who is doing your flyer when you do get in this festival space, make sure you got that person, like, they
Locked
ready.
in.
Because it is
On call.
so over.
Yeah, we got to shout out your designer too, because we just all we had was a request for a picture swap, and they were able to do it. We got it back in like literally less than like 90 minutes.
Yo,
and we were able to boom.
Shout out to the squad. The squad is powerful, very similar to what I see here. You know what I mean? Like, and I had read in a book somewhere that it was talking about like, everybody is family. We all family. And it's like, nah, son. This is a team.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me?
Big
and my
difference.
man got the best members for his team.
Mm-hmm.
Like on my team, they the best at what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Baddest heifers
You
on
feel
the
me?
floor.
I got a lot of young queens that work for us, and man, I really be feeling like, you know what I'm saying, Black Panther with the, you know what I mean, with the young queens behind me with the joints.
Yeah.
Because
we
women are just so. Women are
We gonna get that
fantastic.
done.
Shout out to just women
Thank you.
producers and, you know what I'm saying, hosts, and just a woman's energy. You just cannot, bro. I only book Broccoli City through the eyes of women.
Yeah.
Just so you know, like I never send an offer out without consulting with, you know what I mean, my queens first.
Man, it's
It
so
matters
true.
We're going to keep the party moving wherever we at.
And y'all keep it real.
Yeah.
And y'all diligent. And you do what you say you gonna do. And you gonna connect me with somebody and it ain't gonna be no malice or no weird shit because it came from a woman. Like, bro, that shit is real.
Talk
So
about
to
it.
my
Deep.
young kings and my young queens, both of y'all get queens on your team. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I think that's amazing advice, man.
Real talk.
On that booking thing, it got so bad for us, man, that I literally
not
completely
yet
changed the model of how we do when we do festivals, and I just said, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, we're just gonna move to an unannounced lineup.
Shout out to Jabari. Yo, Jabari does not. As somebody who's been in this game, you know what I'm saying? Like, with him, we've been, you know what I mean? Like, son does not conform. And he also uses, like, you speak about shit, bruh. And I appreciate you for being a voice for us community organizers. You know what I'm saying?
You,
like, bruh, like, the joints you have written, you know what I'm saying? The joints on LinkedIn, if you catch one of those, bruh, them shits are the mediums. Them things is real life.
I really appreciate it.
You know what I mean? And they're well written and they're well spoken. And it seems like you put a little bit more than just your own thoughts in it. You know what I mean? You may have reached out to me. You may have talked to a Sean G or whatever. Shout out to Sean G.
Big shout out to Sean G.
And I appreciate you for that.
Yeah,
So
man.
on this note, how did R&B Only being on this lineup come to fruition? Like, what was the chit chat like?
Listen,
So excited
I've
to
been
play.
a huge fan of y'all for a very long time. I'm a huge fan of just this guy and anything that he's ever built. But then going back to just trying to do something different, right, within the festival space. I want to do the live experience and this, that, to the third, and going back to the economy. Like, how do we keep uplifting our economies? And with my festival, I have a deal with the Live Nations of the world, right? So I know that. So within that, it's like, oh, I may have a little chicken to be able to, like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of make this thing right. But why wouldn't I spend it within my own economy? You know what I mean? So that was why. And y'all got a wave. I mean, it's R&B only. Y'all smack, yo. Yeah, bro. Like,
I'm excited to hit the stage and honored to
y'all are
just
smacking.
Let me say that, Roots Picnic Festival came out first. It came out first.
Yeah. Shout out to me for that too.
But I want to publicly say right here, right now, on the R&B Only show, the first person to ever book us on a festival was Brandon from Broccoli City.
That's
That was the first
Broccoli
person
City B.
wherever went down and said, you know what, I want you guys on my festival.
Yeah.
It just so happened that Roots Picnic came out first, but
Yeah.
we were officially booked on Broccoli
fire.
City
Sure.
first and foremost. And I think that's just telling, man. And it really,
thank you for accepting.
of course, man. Of course. It was just like, I just feel like so many of us, and I want this and much more of this, like what we're doing right now, to send a message to the young folks out there that, like, just because you're in the same space or doing something
Doesn't mean
similar
it's competition.
doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's competition.
At all.
Everybody can
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah.
Everybody can work together.
There's room for everybody.
There's room for everybody.
Yeah.
Just because you're succeeding doesn't take away any of my success. Just
Right.
because you're making money doesn't take any money out of
Right.
my pocket.
Facts.
And they
But
do
that-
it on a high level.
Right.
Let me just
for
break this
sure.
down, right? Okay, so look at the level in which we're collaborating, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're on this festival. He comes on a podcast. We're going to support each other. We're going to do much more stuff, right? Now, people would think that Apple and Google are huge competitors. But Apple signs a deal with Google so that Google is the default search engine across
Apple
all of
computers.
their Apple, not just computers,
Devices.
mobile devices, right? What type of deal is that, right? That's a deal in the billions
Mm-hmm.
with two competitors who offer the same products
Mm-hmm.
and the same type of things to the marketplace, and they're still working together on that high level. So if you're not working together with your homie,
Bruh.
something is wrong.
There's,
You
there's,
know
more,
what I'm
there's
saying?
more growth and collaboration than there is in,
For
trying
sure.
to challenge each other.
I feel
And
like
that ego shit, too.
Issa did an
Yeah.
interview. This isn't and not anytime recently, but she was saying how like a
Yeah,
lot
back
of
in the
people
day.
try to
Network
network
up.
up, and it's about networking
Networking
across.
this way.
Yeah.
Horizontally.
I'm a firm
Yeah.
believer
Yes.
in that,
Yeah.
bro.
Yes.
And it works because it's your A alike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What Ho say? A
Yeah.
alike, B
Yeah.
alike. He said we don't vibe no more because we don't see
alike,
alike. But when
yeah.
you meet somebody that you A alike, B alike, and you do vibe with them because y'all see alike, that's a vibe. You know what I mean? But
Right.
you can only get that going across because we're experiencing the same things at
Right.
the same time.
Right.
So like Jabari going through he calling me B.
Yeah.
Yo, bruh. Yo, I'm talking to so-and-so at LN. Do you know them? Because this is some da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I'm calling Jabari like, yo, as far as that one track, when you played it at 11:30, how did that go when you was in Detroit? Like,
Yeah,
are people
yeah.
really feeling that? Or he like, nah, B, you got to do that. And you know what I mean? Toronto or
Yeah,
whatever the
yeah,
case
yeah.
may be. We're just going through it at the same time. And it's a
Right.
vibe. You know what I mean?
And then too, also you have, and this is what I feel like happened in our generation, and then didn't happen in this current generation. And I'm trying to encourage them to change their ways. You know, people, I know the kids say, you know, we outside, right? But like it's different. Like we were really outside.
Yeah.
Like we were really going to artist listening parties. We were really running around the city going to shows, or if somebody had this event here,
Yeah.
or if somebody had this little pop-up here, we were actually going there, supporting your friend. You would buy your friend's t-shirt. You would buy, you know, the tickets to your friend's event.
Yeah,
you
people
would,
don't do that
You
no
would do
more.
this stuff, right?
I don't
And-
want us to sound like
Well, hold on,
we
hold on,
like the
hold on.
old cats
No.
banging on the young cats.
But this is
'Cause I think
what I'm
they-
saying. This is what I'm saying. It was actually in person meetups and hangouts, and right now I feel like you support
Even if you
somebody,
are supporting,
even if you
it
are
looks
supporting somebody,
different.
a lot of it is digital. And I'm just saying that you got to get off the phone
Yeah.
and get outside
Yeah,
and
that's
A
right.
lot of
actually
that is
work.
the
You know what I'm
pandemic,
saying?
though, and just
Like-
transitions with the times, and people just been adapting to what's been going on.
Yeah.
But there's not even as a community, as a culture, we don't have, you know, cookouts, family reunions as much anymore. We
don't.
don't have hangouts on Saturdays where you just come over with the kids and bring them to, you know what I mean? It's like these type of things need to happen more. And I'm saying, like, when you are, you know, trust and believe, you're gonna get to a time where you settle down, like life starts moving slower. You have a kid. I can.
God willing, they be
I'm
moving too
I'm a
damn fast.
living testament of this, where everything starts to come inward, right? My world right now, as much as I'm, you know, doing business and I'm a CEO of an up and coming company, if it ain't really involving like the two ladies at my house, like my kid and my girl, like we're, you know what I mean? Like it's hard for me to come and just be as supportive and come to things that I'm not producing and doing. So what I'm saying is, like, you young folks, you have nothing but time on your hands. Get up and out, get off the phone and get in the street, go into your community and do stuff with the people that are like-minded, because there's nothing more valuable to like actual networking and building relationships than shared experiences. Right. You can't have a shared experience with somebody in a DM, in a group DM.
Your house and
it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? But like, we have actual stories that we can say. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I think is the difference now. Now, I would just encourage y'all to just put the phone down.
I would say to that, I'm gonna play not devil's ad, but I'm not gonna fully agree, because I do see some of y'all outside. Like I see some of y'all, but to your point though, it's probably a 50-50. Like 50% you outside, the other 50 you talking to somebody in the phone. You know what I mean? Versus us, because of no choice, unless you was hitting a nigga up on MySpace, you gonna meet him, you know what I mean, 100% outside. That's, you know what I mean? But I do see, I will say that, shout out to all the young curators that I'm seeing within the Los Angeles area. You know, I see, you know, parties and different little things, you know what I mean? And for everybody doing it, I would just say keep that consistency going. Because I see a lot of people like, you know, they really own it, trying to figure it out. And I think that we gonna get back outside, because us as human beings, we gotta, you know what I mean? Like at some point you gotta like.
Everything cycles in and out anyway.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So.
And I'm not saying that you can't, like it's not a one or the other. I would have loved to have social media in our era, because we would have elevated. It would have been faster. It would have been faster. And I mean, we had it, but it just wasn't
not at the level that
it's at right now. And what I'm saying is that, like, just use them both wisely. Right. Don't lean 100% on the social media, and don't just be outside and not having people seeing what you're doing.
Tool that's
the other part of it is like, you could just be outside and you could just be doing what you're doing outside, but you're gonna be limited if you don't use the social media and amplify what you're doing. You know what I mean? So it's a balance for sure.
Yeah, it's a balance.
Using every resource you got. Really.
I love that tool. What you said about Tool. I had met my man Rasta. He used to live in my building, right? This was back when we thugging it out. You know what I mean? This, that, to the third. And he from New Orleans. And he was a hood cat. You know what I mean? Like, but he was my man though. And his mom came to visit him one time, right? And they from New Orleans, this, that, to the third. And I never forget, I went down there and talked to her. You know, she baby. You know what I mean? Like, she giving bars out. And I had a phone that was broke. Like, the screen was broke. You know, we thugging at this time, right? And I'm like, yo, you know, can you put your number in my phone? And he was very proud of me. You know how your hood friend be. He be proud, like, man, you got colors worldwide. And telling you, boy, you're doing your motherfucking thing. That's how he was about me. So his mom said to me, make sure you use the right tools, baby. And you get the best tools to do what you're doing. You know what I mean? So ever since then, I always think about my phone, like making sure that I got the best gigs for my shit. You know what I mean? Like, make sure you got the iPad, you got the little tools, if you can afford it. But that's just where my mind went when you said tools, because you need the tools. So that's another tip to the youth. Absolutely. And then use the social media as a tool. Use your thing as a tool, but use the tools.
Yeah, how much are you using these things as tools versus entertainment? I think. Because
that matters. That's a conversation.
When you are just entertaining yourselves, these things can be a distraction.
For sure.
When you are using them as a tools, these things can be the thing that empowers you and gets you up out of the situation that you're in.
Wow.
Amen. I got one more question for you. You too, Jabari, I guess. How do y'all measure success?
Great one.
I can tell you easy. For me, it's young women like yourself, young men, anybody who has come up. Like, if I could help their story anyway, or they met somebody. Like, I've had people, and I know y'all have had this too, had people get engaged at your functions, or young people that I've worked with in the past that interned with Broccoli City. Now they at Interscope, or they at Atlantic, you know what I mean? And I see them at one of these Grammy events, and they like, big, you know what I mean? Without, you know what I mean? And that right there, to me, is my level of success. But if I'm gonna talk real to the camera, obviously that bread, dog. Better get that bread. You know what I mean?
I think it's you know what's funny is, like, I'm just gonna say it in a different way, like reverse. At first for me it was, you know, when I first started getting in the industry, I was Well, it has evolved, right? My career started off doing interviews and interviewing a bunch of artists.
That's a Jabari I know.
Yeah, so you know, he knows me running around and trying to get to Nicki and trying to get to Justin. You was getting it though, King.
You was a different cat, man. But go ahead.
trying to really like get as many of the people who I was listening to. So at first it was like, I just want to be able to spend time with the people that I'm listening to and ask them questions. As I'm listening to the music, I got questions in my head and I want to ask them like, you know, what were you thinking when you said this line? Or what were you? And then I started to do that. And then that evolved to like becoming friends with some of these people. And so friends became like people that I looked up to became close friends. And then I realized that friendship does not pay rent. Right. And I had to figure out how can I make some money off this.
Right.
And so then success to me looked like doing the thing that because I figured out I'm doing what I love. I'm just not making money doing what I love, right? So but doing what I love is figured out. And then it became how to make money doing what I love.
Right.
And
how
now
to monetize it. Yeah.
that got figured out. And I figured out how to monetize doing what I loved. You know, I started working at a record label. I was also making content. And then it became, I'm doing what I love. I'm making money, but I don't have independence really. I don't really have the freedom that I would like to have. And then I became an entrepreneur, right? And so after that, then it became, okay, now I have independence and freedom. I'm doing what I love. I'm making a little bit of money, but my independence started to slip a bit because it was just me. So then I had to empower people and I had to start hiring people. And then success came, or success looked like hiring folks for me. And it was like giving people the opportunity to do what they love. And, you know, with that, there's a whole bunch of other challenges and things that come with running a business. And, you know, now it's over 10 full-time employees that we have to, you know, provide for. There's benefits, there's 401ks, there's all this type. So it's like now helping people sort of like figure out their own life path is definitely a big part of what success looks like. But it all, at the end of the day, boils down to, does this thing make more money than we spend?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I can't provide anything for anybody if the margins aren't right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that to me now is like, and now I think success for me looks like as we approach the 10th year of the business and the 7th year of R&B Only, success looks like, how do you diversify? How do you reinvent yourself? How do you last another 10, another 20?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it also looks like, how do I now instill some of the values that I've learned and developed, not only into my into my team, but into my community, most importantly into my family and my daughter. So those are all what success looks like. I
Very
think it
inspirational,
evolves.
to say the least.
Yeah.
I tell you all the time, Jabari, but it's inspirational to see both of y'all right here, as young as y'all are, doing what you're doing, and just honored to be on the stage. First of all, just thinking about when I was at Howard and how impactful it was for the students to have something to do. I can only imagine what it's doing now. So I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to hit the stage with you. I'm excited
so
to
excited
see
to have you.
the festival because I sold my ticket that day. I didn't need to go because I didn't want to get sick again. So I've never even been. So I'm excited to just go and see it and experience the entire thing with all of y'all. So blessed. And thank you so much.
I want to go back to something Jay said before. You know what I mean? I dip or I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, if you got some time, we're gonna talk a little bit about what's going on in R&B culture.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just want to say something back to what you said, right? About when you was doing these interviews with folks, and then you start asking these questions, and then you were like, "Oh, I need to da-da-da-da-da," right? One, being inquisitive is a vibe, right? And I'm just talking to the young R&B folks that may want to, be in our space, whatever the case may be. Yeah. Being inquisitive is a vibe, right? That's one. And then two, your environment, right? So this is something that I wish I would have stressed on myself, right? Like, so the kingdom of God is practical, right? I'm gonna do a little preaching. I'm gonna do a little breakdown, right? Like, so if we go outside and we plant a flower and we water it and the sun hit it, and we water it and the sun hit it, it's gonna grow. Like that's something we ain't got to pray about, right?
Right.
So I say all that to say, young people and people who doing what you do out here, plant yourself in the right environments with right people. So then you're often like challenged, right? Because like, oh, damn, Jabari doing that. Damn, I need to get on my, you know what I mean? Like if you in a room with somebody who just doing push-ups all day, at some point you gonna do a push-up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so you want to surround yourself with good people because that happens on the opposite side too. Yeah. You're around somebody who doing some bullshit all day. At some point, you're gonna do some
soak
bullshit.
that energy up.
If you're in a room with somebody who's smoking weed and you know, dipping the work in the Fenty and then selling it all day, what you think's gonna happen?
What?
I'll be smoking weed, but I don't be dipping the work in the Fenty.
I'm saying, like, if we're gonna be real, you know what I'm saying? Like, that Fenty is going crazy out here right now.
For sure. You gotta be careful.
And it's like,
influences are important.
When I just see like what is happening to young kids, it's like, man, I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm doing a disservice by not mentioning the real. You know what I mean? By what is really going on. Because I could talk this inspirational talk all day.
Right, for sure.
You know what I mean? But it's like what's really happening is like the fentanyl is killing kids.
Yeah, people
you know
are,
what I mean?
People are on drugs in the streets,
droves.
not living their life.
The number one killer right now of people aged like 18 to 25 is like, it's fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, please, surround yourself with people who surround yourself with people who don't make you feel like you have to do things that are harmful for you to fit in.
You are your environment. Truly.
Yeah.
Good cats. You'd be around some good people. You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense. It's just practical. You know what I mean? Like, you want, you know what I'm saying, muscles, go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like,
work on that.
I'm really starting to understand that the older I get about the practicality, even in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done lost major relationships on the romantic side for maybe not watering that plant as much as I should have.
Faith without works is dead.
So
you talking about the kingdom?
Is dead.
You got to work on it.
Oh man, last story. I was in my boxing class, right? You know what I mean? I did kind of had to throw that in there. You know what I mean? So y'all know.
He said, "You see the 1, 2,
and the community in there is a vibe, right? Like it's this older man in there. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mr. Kevin. You know what I mean? And Mr. Kevin is a great man. Like, you know what I mean? He's not, no weak man or nothing. Yeah. But I asked Mr. Kevin a couple weeks ago, I said, yo, man, what would you tell your younger self? You know, I don't even know what I was on. I just was in that mood, being inquisitive. You know what I'm saying? Just, what would you tell yourself? And you know what he told me? He said, you can't be mad at the work you didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So as we continue to progress in this game and doing what we do, everybody, you know what I mean? Whether you a project manager right now or you delivering stuff on DoorDash, whatever the case may be, man, just put the work in, bruh. It's all good, bro. It's all good. You can't be mad at the work you didn't do. So put that work in, bro. Go hard, stay up late, go to bed early, whatever it is.
Right now.
You know what I mean? Just put that work in every day. And man, I want to talk to my young self. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even with the social media stuff and the comparison and all that good stuff, like, I ain't even trying to be deep or nothing, but like, yo, bro.
I mean, but it gets like that sometimes.
Yeah, man. Focus on your own stuff, because if you don't, man, you'll go crazy, bro. Like, just focus on you, and you good out here. You know what I mean? If you need anybody to tell you, yo, you good. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually a great transition, though. Especially from this weekend, going to the NAACP Awards and seeing all of those speeches and seeing them in there. That was like the basis of everybody's speech. Just what is for you will come, and if you just keep working for what's yours, eventually you're gonna have it.
And people find out that secret, right? That was the secret. You know what I mean? It's just don't stop. Like, what's the secret about that? Like, it just makes all the sense in the world. You know what I mean?
Perfect little transition. How y'all feel about the awards?
We were at dinner after the awards talking about how like social media is basically made to like keep you in envy,
distracted,
or, like comparing and all that stuff, and how like all of like that's what it's meant to do. Get off.
It's crazy.
Or use it as a tool instead of, like we were saying. But I thought the awards were. I would have preferred a little more music, like entertainment.
Yeah, same.
I think it was Andra Day performance, which I feel like they always call Andra Day.
Andrea.
It's Andrea.
Billie Holiday.
They called her
Andrea. Job in that
Andrea.
role, by the way.
Yeah,
shout out to my man Warren. He does the makeup for her.
It's Andra though. It's not. It's Andra.
Yeah, but they were calling her like Andrea.
That was
Andrea. That's what they were saying. But yeah, the awards were good. I like like I said, the inspirational factor there, and just seeing all of my people be in the same room. And I was seeing a couple videos, and they were saying it hasn't felt like that since like before the pandemic. So I think that was like the first year everybody was like back outside. So sitting on the top and just looking down and see, it was First of all, that was like motivation in itself to be on top, and you know that at an award show, everybody's on the floor, and that's what the cameras are, right? But everybody's on the floor. Like I'm looking at Shirley Ralph, I see
fire.
Quinta down here, Haley Bailey is over here, Holly Bailey, and then
That's line view. That's
we just looking.
Queen
So it's like
Latifah hosted.
Queen Latifah.
It was her
looking.
birthday.
New Edition is right there in the front row. Usher's there, so I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, the inspiration to just be in this room, first of all, with all of this Black excellence, and then to see it, and then to know that right now we're on this level, but eventually we can get down there with them folks. Like, look at what we're doing right now. Look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing. Look where we are. Like, it's the inspiration was the thing for me. I was bored, but when I left, I was really thinking about like the impact that it had on me. But it was pretty non-entertaining.
When
I'm
we,
sure on the floor they had a great time.
When we first got there, we scanned our ticket, went through security, and we're just getting into the building. And Shorty, who plays the Queen on Bridgerton, I've been
right behind us.
rewatching this season.
wow.
Right behind, gorgeous green. She had the braid. Like she plays the like queen in like the present, not the young queen, because the young
present
queen won an award that night.
She did.
But she like the queen, like she was right. I said, oh my goodness. Get yourself. I mean, I host QTNA, I interview artists. That's what I was doing at Broccoli City last year. So like I'm used to being around like
In the
people that I
presence.
look up to, you know, or like that I listen to, that I watch. But like it felt different being in that room. I was like,
I tell you, it was the ball gowns.
Yeah, it was.
And y'all
That's what it
said-
was. It was
Honestly,
the formal
that's
dressing.
exactly
And y'all
what it
said
is.
Usher won something, right?
Usher won
So
one.
it's
President's Award,
R&B only,
Entertainer of
so
the Year.
R&B only stories, right?
Yeah, please.
And so you're talking about being shell shocked or not wanting to talk to somebody or talking to everybody.
Usher.
I have been alone with Usher. I went to Brooklyn Projects like years ago. It's a store on Melrose, right?
Yeah.
And I was in Brooklyn Projects and I was right behind Usher.
Usher, baby.
Yo, and I did not say one word to that man. And I was completely comfortable in it because Usher has played such an important part of my life. Like, you don't have to call video. I cut my braids right after that. I was in college. I'm dating myself, but like, you don't have to. Remember, he was in the shower and all that?
Yeah.
I cut my hair the next day, right?
Yeah.
He's been way too important in my life, right? So I want to ask you guys, you know what I mean? I'm flipping it, you know what I mean? Brandon, broccoli and only. I'm flipping it. Is there any artist that you just would not talk to because you have too many good memories? Like, do y'all get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Okay, I got one
Because
for
what
sure.
if Usher was having a bad day or he had a
got one
booger
for
or something?
sure.
He'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So y'all
I've
just seen
loved you
that
for so
interview
long.
where they're like, Beyonce was like, yeah, on a good day, I could go into Target with a hoodie and nobody will catch me. If I see Beyonce on the soap aisle in Target, now I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything because I'm like, if Julius is not with Beyonce, but the impact that she's had on like what I want to do with my career and the way I perform, like, I don't think that I could not say anything. You know, like I couldn't not say anything.
No, that's a way to look at it.
honestly, in that same vein, not an artist, but
Just
and I've
person
been
in general?
saying it all year. Issa goddamn Rae. It's Issa or
gonna-
bust this year.
gonna be at Broccoli City,
know,
right?
that's
Yeah.
where exactly where my eyes went. It's like, oh, make the sound. Wait, is that Issa Rae? Like,
And yo, Shorty is a phenomenal human being.
Oh,
Let me
she's
say that
amazing.
about
Issa
Issa.
Rae.
That's why, look, yo, that young lady is going to go, she's already at the
Already
moon.
has,
But I'm going to
yeah.
tell you what's dope about IR is that she taking everybody with her, yo.
Yes.
Everything that she be saying is real
really
life
lives
shit. Let me
that
tell
shit.
y'all a story. I got stories for days. It's an Issa story.
Go.
Yo,
Who's next?
I hit IR years ago. This is awkward black girl season.
Yeah.
I was working at BET.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I sent her an email like, yo, this show is mad dope. Keep up the good work. You know what I mean? B. I was always repping my Broccoli City thing. You know what I mean? But I was just like, yo, this mad dope. Keep up the great work.
Yeah.
As time went on, every once in a blue moon, I would just tap her. Yo, joint popping like I see you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You doing you. So the success of Insecure, all this stuff, right? So I hit her one time like, yo, I'm about to cut my beard. At the time, I had a big old beard. I'm like, yo, I'm about to cut my beard off. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and put me in the show. You know what I mean? Before, you miss out on this opportunity. LOL, right? She hit me back, LOL.
Bro,
you know what I'm
was in the
saying?
show.
This is
Yeah.
real talk. Hit me back, LOL. Not even 15 minutes later, I get an email from D&D Casting.
Yep.
Yo, this is on my mama. Shout out to IR. D&D Casting. The day that I come, I'm in episode of
Season 1.
Season 2.
No, season 2, yeah.
I'm
yeah.
in season 2, episode 4. People who know me, they gonna laugh because I always do that. They be like, B, what's up with you? I be like, season 2, episode 4. Anyway, season 2, episode 4. It was called Hella
in my
LA.
bio.
And yo,
Oh, we got a false alarm in the
Ooh,
office
false
right
alarm.
now.
I'm glad it was a false
love
alarm.
these
Shit, they
episodes.
scared
Let's
me,
go.
man.
This is the type of shit that we live for.
You know what's crazy
Season
too, though?
2, episode 4.
Guess what? I'm on season 3, episode 3. I'm also on the
That's
show.
crazy.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I was an extra though. I probably didn't have a good as
No,
well as you.
that's the thing. I was an extra, and then they gave me a line, or they told me to like say
Yeah,
something.
they told me
like,
to walk through too.
They were
I'm
like,
"Ah."
improv. The director was like, improv, Brandon, just say some
Oh,
things.
improv.
But they kept it though. So shout out to IR.
Her.
Respect
So
to
you
you,
really
the
an actor
realest.
too?
Nah, I mean,
Yeah, claim it.
I wouldn't.
Look at the leg, y'all. Look at the leg.
He gave me that's a thespian leg. Right there. Like, I can't even do
But
it.
About
shout
to
out
drop
to
some
Shorty.
philosophies on us.
Yeah, but shout out to Shorty. She
That's
is super,
fire.
super real, and she's she's just amazing, man.
Yeah.
Barbie, rap shit.
Yeah.
She always putting people on. Like, she just a.
is someone.
Can you explain a little bit more for the people who are probably questioning, like, what is she going to be doing on the festival?
Yeah.
A little bit more about that.
Yeah, the live experiences in general.
Yeah, for sure. So how I did that was, you know what I'm saying? And yet again, you gotta think outside the box, right? Like, how do you get Issa at a festival, right? Well, for one, it has to be something that she would want to do, right?
Right.
So if you don't know, or you probably do know, but Issa has a Prosecco, right?
Via Rae.
So y'all already know how I smelled that. You feel me? Like,
Right.
yo, I'm gonna have Via Rae at the joint, then
Right.
you come to the joint, bang, 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 bang. You know what I mean? So we're doing a pre-event with Issa that'll be coming out soon, like a pre-event
Yep.
that'll happen that Friday, and then Saturday at the festival she'll probably introduce an artist or two,
Perfect.
hop on stage, say a couple things. We got that in the
Issa
contract.
or
You know what I mean? Shout out to I always say her agency.
Issa or Bust
But she is
here.
a powerful woman, and she's
Telling
super
you.
dope, man. So shout out to her and everything that she's doing. She's just, man, respect to her.
Shout out to Issa Rae, man.
Who would be the
Always
artist
been
or person
a
for you,
supporter.
Jabari?
Yeah, who's the artist that you may not talk to? Or let me not talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You good?
All right. I mean, so for me, it's not that I wouldn't talk to them, but it's like I have so many questions that like I would need the right time
Yeah, like
for
invite
the
them to dinner.
questions.
You're gonna have to come out to
But-
eat with me.
The
For
times
lunch.
that I've been in the presence of them have just they haven't been the right time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's Hov, it's Jay-Z.
You can't say it got to be an R&B
Oh, it's got to
person.
be R&B.
That's why I said Usher.
Okay. So it's got to be R&B. Who would I be? You said nervous to talk to?
So my
Or-
thing is,
He
they
said he
so
didn't talk
important.
to him.
Yeah.
Usher is so important to me
Yeah.
that I don't want to talk to him
And have,
because I
like,
don't
a
want
negative-
something to happen to ruin
I
all
see
those
what you're-
memories.
yeah, I see what you're
Like, just
saying.
imagine that.
I
If I
see.
said what up to
Yeah,
Usher, he was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck out of
Question
here,
deeper
dog.
now.
I'd have been like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
it would be like
understand
the
your-
music stopped in my
that happened to
sitcom
me.
of life.
Oh,
Like, are
that's
you
happened.
crazy?
That happened to me
I'm
with
not
Paul
gonna-
George.
I
I was like,
gonna-
oh, fuck you.
Bro, that would crush me, bro.
I wasn't gonna name
Loser?
the artists who I've had experiences like that.
Clippers.
That
with.
would crush me. So I'm chilling.
Ooh.
He fine
Oh yeah,
now.
I get what you're saying.
You
I
get what I'm
you're
saying?
Yeah.
The mic is hot.
Because I know people are human too. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Right, exactly.
So I'm.
That's what I
man.
said. He's still
For
fine. I still love
me-
him, but he played for the Clippers.
On the R&B side of things, I would have to say, ooh, that's so tough because, man, that's really tough. I think I would have to say, it might have to be Usher too.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, you
yeah,
gonna say
like, I
Usher?
just don't know
Bruh,
anybody
Usher
else who
has
like,
been- listen.
King of
No.
R&B
You
right
make
now.
me want.
yeah.
Bruh.
Not like that.
Because you know, I would say the other artists that
You
has
said JC.
impacted me, or yeah, but I'm keeping R&B
Oh,
right
R&B
now.
still.
But like, I don't know. I feel like any interaction with Chris Brown could be a hit or miss.
Wow.
You know,
That's a great one.
So I would maybe Chris Brown, but like, even if Chris Brown was like, "Get out of here, man,"
Yeah.
like, I'll still be like, "Will you, when that
I
comes on,"
understand that.
you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he did that to me, they'd be mad. His fans be mad because I come on the show and talk about it.
yeah,
And then they're down your throat.
But I
in
don't
the
know.
comments,
I would have to
girl.
say Usher.
Usher too.
Mhm.
Usher,
Yeah.
Usher.
Justin Timberlake. Did y'all catch the Tiny Desk? He
Yes.
dropped, he
Actually,
dropped
I
an
did.
album.
Yeah, okay.
I watched part of
Album
it.
came out.
Like the choir singing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, that Tiny Desk for me is.
the Tiny Desk was.
is-
Let me not say that. I like the Tiny Desk. Love
what
the
were you
Tiny
gonna
Desk.
say?
I don't love the album. I like it.
Okay, yeah.
but I
Yeah.
love
Dustin's
the
up
Tiny
there.
Desk. And
I
I love the way that
is
he
unfair. That
exactly.
song is unfair.
I like the way that he
Early
formatted
Justin
it like
is-
an actual concert.
And it just went all like
Yeah, because
seamlessly
most people
through.
just get on there and they're like, okay, this is so and so. Boom, song starts, it's over. All right, I wrote this song, blah 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 blah. Boom, starts, it's over. That one had like transitions. It was
Flowed
formatted
beautifully.
right. He had an entire like 50-piece band there with him. I'm like,
Shout
damn,
out to
how
Kenyon
y'all
Dixon, who was
Right.
background.
how they
Big
fit in the
Yeah.
desk like that?
He got some pretty dope songs too, that brother.
Yeah, he do.
He's
Okay,
pretty
we ran
dope,
into
man.
him at the NAACP Awards.
Yes, we did. Shout
Man,
out
he's
to
I
just
don't know
really,
that brother, but
really
he dope.
one of the
Top new age.
yeah, I would say, man, he's a you know how you got the kings, the queen. He's a knight of R&B.
And you know
Okay,
what's crazy
Kenyon
because he's
Dixon.
been around so long,
He
but
has.
in the songwriting field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Like
I think
Eric
I think
Bellinger.
Yeah.
Oh man, shout out to EB.
Fire.
Like I feel like Justin had a lot of great people around him in that tiny desk,
Mhm.
and I think that just there's like little things that he did, like perform the whole sexy back with
With a
the
megaphone.
megaphone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so, because it's got
Take it
that.
to the
It has that effect
It's
that
got
Timbaland
effect
put on
that-
it.
Yeah, on the record. And so
Yeah.
he just performed it with the megaphone.
Fire.
And I was like, yo,
It made
this
me
boy
think
is
about
still
if they
cold.
actually did that in the studio because
They
it
might
sounded
have.
so much like the
Yeah,
song. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know they didn't do that. It
It's
had to have
fire.
been an effect.
Yeah, it's probably an effect.
It's
but-
definitely an effect, but the fact that they thought to put it, I'm like, whose idea was that?
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
had
for
Adam
sure.
Blackstone there. His
I was
band
gonna
been
say,
everywhere.
Adam Blackstone was on the keys, right?
Yeah.
I think he was like the MD for that.
I'm pretty sure he was. So It
Yeah.
seemed like he was directing. Him
Yeah.
and Justin were kind of like directing the
for sure, for
everything.
sure.
But,
So
and he had
but-
a DJ. I don't ever think I've seen a DJ on Tiny Desk with the band.
Yeah.
We gotta ask you, Bobby. I know my man Bobby Carter. He one of the producers of Tiny Desk.
Oh,
Calling
yeah,
you
yeah,
out,
yeah.
Bobby. DJ Cousin B.
Dope.
But he's one of the main producers for Tiny Desk. You're doing a
man,
great job.
Tiny Desk is just like
Yeah, I love Tiny
they're
Desk.
doing a great job,
they're
brother.
crushing, and they're so consistent with it, man. I
Yeah.
think the curation of who they, and I mean, at this point, it's not difficult to book somebody for Tiny Desk because it's the biggest performance show on the internet, you
Yeah.
know. But I think that man, just I'm just always impressed at like who I see on there and who even like Scarface is doing. He's literally doing a tour that I believe is called Behind the Desk.
Fire.
Is it?
And
I know that his set at Jazz in the Gardens was
basically the Tiny Desk, right?
Tiny Desk,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
a little more expanded
Yeah.
and like with some breathing room. But
Nah,
it was the
it
same,
really gives
same
people
songs.
it gives
Great.
people a platform. So now shout out to JT and that performance. What else?
Great.
What else happened this week?
We also have this new bill that aims to make streaming platforms pay artists a minimum of 1 penny per stream.
Minimum. But in the
I know
bill
that it's
also
like
there's a
a
cap
win.
too though.
There's a cap.
Yeah, there's a cap. So if your song is getting more than millions of streams, like they're going to cap it at 1 million streams. That's how much you can make money for. And then they're going to spread the money out, like distribute it amongst other artists. That's the part I really don't understand. I was trying to look for more on the internet, but I saw that there's a cap on it. So once your stream reaches a certain amount of once your song reaches a certain amount of streams, now your money is going to be like flooded out into other areas of artist revenue, but you're not the one getting it. There's a cap.
B, when you talk to artists or managers, like is this a conversation that is coming up? You think like the fair share of what they should be making from streaming?
Nah, I've never really had that. I've been in rooms where they're having that conversation. But on my side, we on the live side, so they always like, yo, it's good. You know, shows because the show stuff is always
where the majority of the
big
money
bulk
comes
of
from.
their bread. Yeah.
You've been in the space for 10 years now. Has there been a change price-wise when it comes to the production of these live shows?
Yeah, well, the production not so much as yes on that too, but not as so much as the artist prices.
Yeah,
like the artist prices, like cats be expensive. You know what I mean? Like very expensive. You talking 400,000, 500,000 for artists that are.
I mean, and we're not. Sometimes you're not even.
That's not even like the top tier level, though.
No.
That's not the
Sometimes
top.
you're not even talking about top tier.
I ain't talking about top tier.
No,
like top tier level, you talking points. If you talking about the Coles and the, you know what I mean, the Lamars, you talking points, and points is millions.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but it could be somebody who you not thinking is 200,000, and they want 200,000
for how long?
No, regular set.
Yeah,
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
You know what I mean? And then obviously to use their name, yada, 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 yada. But imagine if you got to pay 50% of that upon signing.
Right.
So I'm the artist. I'm like, bet, I'm going to do your show. I got you.
Right.
I'm 200,000. I'm going to do it. But you got to give me 100,000.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. upon signing, and you ain't even sold a ticket yet.
Right.
And you got to do that for a bunch of other
And
artists.
right, because it's not just one
Yeah.
person on your show.
Yeah. So you can see how it gets.
Interesting.
Plant your
Has
seed, y'all.
it
Plant
gotten
your
more
seed.
expensive post-COVID?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no doubt
that was
about it.
Absolutely.
the-
That
I'm
probably
like,
was
yeah,
what
'cause
it
people
was.
probably ain't nobody
remember
making no
you-
money.
Yeah, they was selling.
Even me trying to throw my own events, I'm like, damn, you trying to charge? This is a 50 person spot. You trying to
Yeah,
charge
yeah,
me
yeah.
$3,000? Like that's insane, especially
like
for a
the
DJ.
cost of rentals
usually,
for-
they let
mhm.
you like. It's usually just a deal with the bar. Like
Mm-hmm.
usually DJs are not paying money to rent a venue. You have a deal with the bar. If we make 10,000, okay, we'll get 3%.
Yeah.
The bar will keep the rest. No more. Now it's like, oh, we need $3,000 up front. You're gonna get 1% of the bar if you hit this number,
Yeah.
and if not, you owe me what you didn't make,
Yeah.
and that's regular.
Yeah. And everybody out for it because it's such a topsy-turvy, right? Because it's like, I respect what you worth, right? And when you were in COVID and you was at the crib
Right.
and you had your candles and your gyms out, you
Yeah,
were like,
yeah.
yo, I'm worth this.
Yeah.
I'm worth it. I don't care what nobody says. I'm worth it. You know what I mean? But then on our side, it'd be like, damn, like, you know, I'm trying to make whatever. I know you may be talking about like the bar owner or something, but I'm even saying doing business with your friends.
Right.
Like if your friend is an artist, right? Like if you ever had to book a DJ who was the homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, granted, they
Homie's
probably
still
gonna show
going.
you love.
Yeah, but I still got to get paid
They
though.
see-
Like
you
you
know
my
what I mean?
friend, but this is business.
and it's like that's always a topsy-turvy. So, you know, have those conversations.
and I think
And-
that's why this bill is so important too, though.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
also another thing is like, I think a lot of artists, because they are not making money on the recorded
Streams or
side,
internet.
it's like
anything.
They got to hit somebody over the head.
the scale is
Off balance.
unfairly weighted on the live side.
Yeah.
And now it's like the live, but my thing is always this: there is always a buyer and there is always a seller.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm booking an artist, right? Like I just don't. I'm the buyer.
Yeah.
And I don't have to buy. I can if it's not the price that I want to buy, we'll go on right about it.
Yeah.
And I think that that relationship oftentimes gets misconstrued with the artist. Sometimes the artists feel as if like they're doing you a favor and you have to go above and beyond and X, Y, and Z, and you
Right,
have
to
to
get them.
provide transportation and lodging and this and that. And it's like, I'm paying for a service.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if, you know, like even on a business side, right? Like sometimes I get asked to speak at events and public speaking engagements and stuff like this, right? And even people that do that at the highest level, oftentimes it's like you get a fee to come and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you don't necessarily get all this extra stuff,
Right.
you know, that the artist oftentimes is asking for. And so I just think that like that world, here's what I really think. I think that there's going to be some serious disruption in like artist booking because I think the way that that tech people work is like when you see a middleman, there's an opportunity for disruption. And right now, in the world of artist booking, there's so much middlemen.
And even artists themselves, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
shout out to the artists themselves who have or are attempting to put together these experiences on their own, right?
for
you got
sure.
the Jack Harlow was booked on Mad Joints, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring my own festival to Kentucky." You know what I mean? You got,
We just met the partners of his.
Oh, okay.
That do that festival in Kentucky.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
it's him and SZA headlining.
oh, yep.
Yeah.
So you got that. You got J. Cole, obviously with Dreamville. I'm from North Carolina. I know
Yeah.
Broccoli City and DC, but I'm from North Cat. But yeah, so shout out to them. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
one. Who
And
else?
you're gonna you're gonna start seeing
It's
it
mad
more and
artists.
more, man.
Something in the water.
Something in the water.
yeah,
Can't
yeah.
forget
One.
that. Obviously.
Yeah. Oh man.
Post Malone.
Made in America.
Posty Fest. Here. Tyler the Creator.
Tyler the
One
Creator,
of the
the
pioneers
crowd,
of
that
that
festival
Yeah,
stuff.
Flogna. And
Yeah.
it's just like I think artists are gonna wake up and realize, get smarter. But at the end of the day, a lot of this is all about who is willing to assume risk. And a lot of artists, to be very honest, don't want to assume risk.
No.
Because the risk that we have to take when we're doing these shows is huge, man. It's a huge risk. And an artist is used to getting a guarantee, and this is the fee, and this is the amount that you are going to get paid when you perform for this agreed upon set time, and then they walk off with the bag. But when you are producing your own shows and your own festival and you got skin in the game and you could potentially lose money for doing something that you are so regularly used to just walking away with a guaranteed check, it is a different situation.
And I don't know, I forgot to say the Roots too. The Roots picnic.
The Roots have been, yeah.
They're the pioneers of it. Shout out to
They're
Sean G
one of my
again.
favorite.
The Her Festival. Lights On Fest was a thing. You know what I mean? I know it's probably gonna come back. You know what I mean? So shout out to her.
But yeah, I think if artists are knowing what's smart, like, and especially I think artists need to look at what's happening in a creator economy. Yeah. What's happening with people in YouTube and streamers and all that stuff, and they starting to see, you can really build businesses off the backs of your audience. Because at the end of the day, look, you're fighting for a percentage of a percentage with your streams. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that game is ever really going to change. If you, especially now, you got to wait for legislation.
We'll see what happens with all this shit that they pass.
We'll see.
They pass it.
But at the end of the day, it's like you got to think about creating businesses around your music, not just relying on your music.
Yeah, the usual streams income. Sometimes you just got to adapt to what's happening. Yep. But speaking of adapting, K Tronada and Maida, they got an album coming out. I'm excited to hear that.
An album? That's not a single?
No, an entire project.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw somebody online say K Tronada, they think that his real name was like, you're supposed to pronounce the N like how Canada is pronounced. And nobody he just never corrected anybody.
Oh,
like
wow.
K Tronada.
Oh, wow.
I don't.
But I doubt it, though. I thought that was really funny. But I'm excited to hear what this album is sounding like, though. When he gets a hold of R&B artists, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's up.
It's up.
And Maida is on the come up in R&B, man. She was at one of our festivals. And
Atlanta.
I'm looking forward to seeing what she does with him.
Yeah, she's gonna be on the CD tour
artist.
too, on that Chris Brown tour.
She's on the Chris Brown tour.
And she just got her first #1 with what's it called, Through the Night.
The track with Free Nationals.
Oh, that one. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Free National
and
joints go
I know
crazy.
it's a hit too because my grandmother was taking me to pick my car up the other day, and she was like, "Play that song by Maida." I'm like, what?
Okay.
Like, oh,
Granny tapped in.
And then I seen this week, I'm like, oh, #1. I'm like, oh yeah, makes sense. Like this is a household joint right here.
Yeah. There's also a video of them performing it like live in the studio, and it just her voice is
she
just
sounds great.
really
I like her.
soothing.
I really like her music.
So she's joining Chris Brown on tour along with Money Long and
all three. I think that something.
Arya Starr.
Yeah, Arya Starr.
I wonder what that set.
Yeah,
the set time is gonna look like.
That's gonna be a nice tour this summer.
Yeah, I want to go. Mm-hmm. And all three of them right now got #1 hits. Made for Me, Sensational, and Through the Night.
Wow.
All #1s.
What's Your Face about to come out too? I just talked to Tyler's team before I came in here. I'm excited for Tyler.
Yeah.
She's pretty dope.
Yeah,
I
the
like
album
her
is about to drop.
The album's about to
on
drop
Friday.
but she's got an injury. So
she's not going to tour.
Sir's coming. A lot of it's gonna be an R&B summer for sure.
I'm excited.
Wait for this Sir.
I am excited.
That's what you're excited about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about Tyler too. I just like when R&B comes out, but I'm excited when an artist that I'm actually a fan of comes
Who
out.
else,
Like,
though? So, Sir, I'm excited for that too. I think
Tyler.
Sir's fire.
You know what? I
else?
mean, this isn't R&B, but she's an R&B artist. Beyonce album about to drop on the 29th.
Yeah.
Act 2. It is country, but it's Beyonce. I know on TikTok they about to mash up half the songs and put it next to an R&B track the way they did 16 Carriages with that Maxwell. Fortunate.
Yeah.
That shit is fire.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear that too.
On streaming services.
But as far as R&B though, I'm just really looking forward to Sir. I was looking forward to this Justin Timberlake album. It didn't hit like I wanted it to. So that was kind of disappointing. I still liked it though. There was a few songs on there that I was jamming with.
Oh, Bryson Tiller about to come out.
Yeah,
whatever you want, go hard.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, go hard.
I think Bryson's dropping this week.
That joint goes
I'm bougie ass to
go hard.
I'm excited for that because Bryson Tiller ain't had no music out in what, like 3-4 years.
He's on dropped these Lucy's here and there,
but not an entire project though.
But not an entire project. No, the Christmas album was like the last one, I think.
When R&B artists drop Christmas projects, I don't count those because you guys are not making new songs. Like these are the same songs.
He did do
I've
new
been
songs.
hearing.
But you
it
usually go
was?
against that because you should be doing, you know what I mean, chestnuts roasting.
Okay, so you think they should do the same OG songs?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they should do a
like,
mix.
what you gonna say? What's a new Christmas like?
Do something different though.
I can respect it.
How
Yeah, I can
many
respect
how many versions you want to hear this Christmas and Jingle Bells and Sleigh Ride and like
You right.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You
Like
right.
TLC did it. Sleigh Ride is not an old school song. They made that a Christmas song.
And
Yeah.
Mariah did it too. You know
Yeah,
what
she
I mean?
did.
She did it in a
And,
major
and
way.
Destiny's Child, and every
Yeah.
single one of those is a hit. You see what you
Major
do when you
way.
make
The
your own
thing is,
Christmas
if you
song?
can
Great
make
point.
your own, oh, you're out of here.
Yeah, because then
Yeah.
people are gonna remake it forever
Mhm.
and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
I think I would do both. But yeah, shout out to Bryson Tiller, album coming out. I
Yeah.
need to listen to your Christmas album. I run it back in December.
yeah.
But speaking of R&B artist, Ray J, he left Raycon. And he says that he's about to produce a television network called Tronics Network.
Hold on, is this gonna be Tubi Part 2?
Oh Lord.
Man, I
See,
fool
this
with Ray
is
J.
what
Shout
I was
out to
thinking
Vince
about
Staples.
because
Ray J is the one.
Ray J is a great entertainer, but everything that he's on, reality-wise, gives me like Tubi Zeus vibes. So
Yeah.
I want to see what the network is going to bring. Like,
Yeah.
I'm scared it's going to be like Zeus and OWN mixed.
Ugh.
Like, but
We don't need
I
any
don't,
more
I don't
of that.
know. But I don't know. What could Ray J
The
bring? Like, are we
Zeus
going to have
and
like
OWN mix
National
is
Geographic, Ray J
But Ray
as
J,
narrator? Like,
Ray J has been on legendary reality
Big
TV
facts.
shows.
yeah. So I can
So
imagine he's going to
it's-
bring one to the network.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a legend.
And I'm going to watch it because Ray J is very entertaining.
Oh, Ray J is, man, we had Ray J at one of our, I think it was our last festival.
Yeah, in
Word.
Dallas.
Bro. When
Top
I tell you,
performance. Top two
one of
all
the
time.
Of course.
most funny one of the just funny human beings.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
man, did he burn that stage down?
Oh, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did he?
man,
The walk, dude.
Yeah. The
He did
walk
the-
and everything. I mean, yeah. Ray.
That's fire.
But so he sold his shares in Raycon?
Yeah, he sold it.
Okay,
And he got
okay.
about 40 million. And
Oh.
he's planning to invest that into the television network.
Hey, put some of that in the stock market, please.
You
Index
know he's smart. He
fund.
probably is. He's gonna invest.
please, just don't
But
put
I would,
it all into.
I would love to see a Ray J talk show.
Ray
though.
J smart,
Like I could,
man.
I would
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
that.
That man's smart. Like, let's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, very.
Like, y'all ever read, and not to go off of R&B and the rap, but y'all ever read 50's book?
Oh, the
And
50
I
50, yo,
saw
shout out to 50
that
Cent, yo.
that part about
But
it.
he be talking about
Ray
how
J.
he don't really ever be drinking, like,
Mhm.
and he be putting water in the bottles. Like,
Yeah.
we can't, these artists, they know what they doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some.
Like, and shout out to Fifth.
Some.
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
we need to
Emphasis.
pray
No,
for.
that's what I'm saying
Yeah.
though. Ray J is literally
He's
an
one of them
entertainer.
ones.
Every time he gets in front of people,
Yeah.
he's entertaining. Whether it's an interview or you just talking to him, like
That's
he's
a
going to
fact.
be an entertainer. He
Yeah.
knows what he is and he does his job very
That's a
well.
fact.
Very
Like,
well.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Very, very well.
All right.
Hard not
Don't
to
know
break
what we can do. Yeah.
break character when I was interviewing him at the festival.
Ray J.
Yes.
I always think about best friend. We talk about, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to
Brandy.
Brandy.
Yeah.
This is R&B only.
Yeah.
Brandy,
I
you
know,
are
right?
a
Damn,
queen.
I want some more Brandy music. She just put an album out, but it didn't hit
It
like
was-
it.
she
those
put a
stuff did.
Christmas
A
joint out
Christmas album
too.
too. Yeah.
And see this, I don't count Christmas albums. I don't know why. I just don't count
I
them.
respect that.
I don't know.
What
I
else?
don't know if
What
that's
else
a
has
bad
happened?
thing.
Anything?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Tone Stiff tweeted that he was going to retire or finna
Say
retire.
JK. Say
Oh
JK
yeah.
right
Come
now.
on, Tone, man.
Please
I
no.
gotta
It's
text
giving
you,
like
man.
a marketing thing, like
I
a
hope not. I hope-
engagement.
Maybe it's a
Yeah,
single.
he said Tone is just one of the most talented up and coming R&B artists. It's too early. It just got to keep.
But hasn't he also been in the game for a while? Because he was writing
Yes.
songs.
He has
Like
been,
maybe
he has
he
been.
doesn't. Maybe
But
he
he
means
just has to-
retiring from the stage. Because I know a lot of people that come from like
No,
the
either way,
behind
say
the scenes.
JK.
They don't like performing.
Yeah.
Say
Once they
JK.
see like the difference in behind the scenes, and now I'm front stage and I'm the light of everything. Everybody doesn't like that.
No.
I just wonder
don't
what.
think
I
that's
just.
the case
I
with
wonder
him.
what. Because you said he put a tweet out.
It was
Yeah,
a
and there was
tweet,
like no-
Vinna required.
Yeah, so-
Vinna
No
retired.
context with
retire?
it.
I just feel like we got to get. That's we can't lose Tone Stiff
Whoever
in the
made him
R&B
feel
right
like
now.
that, shame on you.
Yeah.
No, say
It's
JK.
your fault.
It's
But
not-
I
it's not for
hope
real.
everything is good though.
Can't be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's ain't he on tour? He's
he's
Oh, he's about
doing
to-
with
yeah, with Omarion.
Omarion
Okay.
and Vito
And
and
Vito.
somebody
Oh,
else.
cool.
Yep.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
He working.
Speaking of Vito though, Vito dropped some new music
did.
this week. A lot of
Spin
new
on
music
You.
came out this week, but
A lot
Vito,
of music. That Baby Rose track.
You was
So
just talking
Baby
about that.
Rose, she dropped
I
a
like
track,
Baby Rose.
and it's with Bad Bad Not Good, and they're like they're Toronto-based like jazz ensemble, and they're gonna be putting out an entire EP together. And
Excited
Baby
for
Rose's
that.
voice is like,
Amazing.
ooh, like it's
Yeah,
like that
soulful,
raspy,
sultry.
soulful, sultry
Yeah.
voice. I don't play about Baby Rose. I'm finna get her for singing in the shower.
Yeah, I like her voice too.
I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but the name of the song is Crystal Tears. It's like El Millionaire
Yeah, I
or
didn't
something
wanna
like
get
Oh
that.
his name
yeah,
wrong.
dude. He
Yeah.
I
went
like
from
it.
London. Dude
yeah,
from London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if he's dropped 5 tracks so far, 4 of them are like
Yeah.
it.
90%er.
Yeah.
Where do y'all, and this is me being outside of where do y'all find y'all music from?
I'm a playlist curator, and so on Fridays I look at a bunch of like Apple playlists to see like what comes out. Our release radar, so like the artists that we follow on Spotify
Can
whenever
I get that
they
link?
drop.
Do you have a link or something?
Yeah, go to new.rnbonly.com
Yeah.
and I'm
Okay, all
gonna
that.
email all
Email
the best
we
new
email
music
it to you
every
every
Friday.
Oh, vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super dope.
So
Yeah, that's again new NEW.
Yeah, go to
R&B
go
only.
to,
Message.
go to Safari real quick. I'll put it in for you.
Jabari said, go to Safari right now.
Yeah, for real.
Matter of
I'm
fact,
about to get
go
that.
to Google Chrome because Apple and Google have a collaboration.
I'm weak. The one song so far, because I gotta give it another listen to
Justin
really
Timberlake's
make sure
album?
off of Justin Timberlake's
Same,
album.
same.
The Technicolor song is the one for me.
Okay, I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as Infinity Sex.
Okay.
I like that one because it kind of sounds like Timbaland produced it. I could be wrong. I gotta
Okay.
do my homework on that. But What Lovers Do, that song, anything that Justin does and it has like a straight R&B vibe to it, is
Yeah.
gonna be my favorite song.
Yeah.
Because that's a pop album.
And
Don't
I
get me
need
wrong.
the Tiny Desk version of Selfish to hit my line
I want
immediately.
the Tiny Desk version of the entire show
I need
in
it
audio form.
on my phone. What was another
it
good
is
one
good,
that dropped?
though. It's better
What did you think
live.
about the Party Next Door track?
I like it. I like it.
I like the first one out the pack.
I like Real Woman. I like it better than the music he put out for the last project. I didn't really like that.
Okay.
But this one is giving me more like Party Next Door 2 vibes, and I like this song.
There was
three.
I don't remember which one because it's just like the third song that he
I
shared.
like Real Woman, yeah.
Real Woman wasn't it for me.
No?
Not for me.
See, I've noticed that when I like a song, you don't. And when
Oh,
you
no.
do, I
Oh,
don't.
no.
We got different music tastes, but that's all good.
I don't know. But that Baby Rose, I
locked in.
don't play about that one.
I like that song too, though.
I don't
So
play
we
about
don't
that
disagree
one.
on everything.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
songs that I love, you don't really be messing with like that. And songs you love, I don't really be messing with
Yeah.
it. Like
Valid.
Technicolor.
Valid.
First of all, it's too long. But anyway, let me not
It is
judge
long.
people.
It is long. It is long. It's like
I'm
a
just-
7-minute
I'm-
song or
I'm-
something crazy like that.
I'm confused on why artists like, well, I guess he's an older artist, but like these newer artists, you'll see songs come out, they're like no longer than 3 minutes. You know, like we don't have the attention spans for 10-minute songs anymore. Like I'm skipping through trying to see, oh, is the song going to change? I'm like, oh, it's the same beat the entire 10 minutes. Like, what am I'm waiting for something. And I don't have the attention span I had
will
in the
say,
early
though,
2000s.
The songs that are like just a smidge under 2 minutes are always it though. Those be the songs.
Get right to it.
Those
And leave
be,
you wanting more.
Hey, question.
That part.
Hey, question. Is country music, would country music be considered under R&B?
I
Like,
would.
y'all cover country music at R&B only? Like,
We got something else
Certain-
coming, but
certain.
I do think that
Rhythm
yeah,
and blues
certain,
for sure.
yeah, like,
yeah, because it
because
is
it,
country.
it's like originated from you know
from-
what I mean?
from blues
yeah,
music.
from blues. Okay.
And
Yeah.
R&B came
Okay.
from blues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so
There's a lot of I feel like there are a lot of different
Intertwined between what
yes.
black music started and then
Yes.
And
spread out
Yes.
as.
I know
It
you got to
gets a
go
little
soon,
tricky.
but on the country
Yeah.
music tip, before you go,
Mhm.
there's one artist on the lineup that I think, you know, if you have to look at it and say, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Tanner Adele.
Tanner
Mhm.
Adele.
And so talk a little bit about why you guys did that.
Yeah, we did that because first of all, last year I heard Buckle Bunny.
Buckle Bunny's crazy.
Man, Buckle Bunny's crazy. And then I don't know if it's Buckle Bunny or the other one she got. That's I'm at the thing wearing a mini skirt.
No, that's Buckle Bunny.
That
one,
That
yeah,
is Buckle Bunny.
yeah,
And then she got another one. But long story short, I just thought, you know what I mean? Like, she's a black woman. You know what I mean? She's
Yeah.
in country. I saw what was happening, obviously, with B and all that good stuff.
Yep.
But I've always been a fan of, you know,
Good music.
all good music. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I think that she definitely had a wave. But I will say that the whole B thing made me be like, oh,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Except for, you know,
It's-
we
it's
all got
coming back
cousins in
to us.
Texas and all that. So we knew
Yeah.
of that
Yep.
culture. But I think that it is moving more so into the urban scene, like
Yeah.
where we be
It's
at.
about to be
you
very
know?
mainstream.
Real quick,
in the
I
next
know
few
it's
months.
in DC. Last question
Yeah,
about
don't
the
trip.
festival, and then we can close out.
worries.
Outside of course, you're going to get a lot of ticket sales. DC.
Mhm.
What's another major city that?
New York, fools with us heavy. North Carolina, ironically enough, Delaware, Virginia, you know what I mean? All
People
like the whole DMV.
People definitely traveling for Broccoli
Yeah, they
City.
come to the Brock. And the thing that's dope about Broccoli City is that it is in D.C.
Yeah.
And D.C. is
Chocolate
like a
City.
fun place. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So it's like, you know,
Chocolate City,
especially if
chocolate.
you
I miss
from where
DC.
you know what I mean,
Yeah.
originate from where you know, like
Second
D.C.
home,
you
yo.
know,
Yeah,
everybody
it
know
used to be
cousin
Chocolate
there.
City. I don't know what happened, but some
maybe,
places you go
yeah.
it's still chocolate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
but-
But yeah, I think the city, DC is a city in the summer. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't even know if people really understand. Like, bro, there's so many few free museums in DC. Like, you know,
amazing.
it's like really like.
Also,
The vibe.
y'all,
Yeah, it
Broccoli
is.
City is one of those festivals that like, so last year we had a hard time getting interviews with headliners, but because it's a festival that so many like people outside of who's on stage are gonna pull up to, we were still able to make shit shake with the people who
Were just
were just
coming.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Mac
Consumers.
Wiles, you just catch people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and if you scan
I
know
faces
you
like
know.
I do, people
Yeah.
Him in my
like
first
I
time.
do.
You know,
You know.
If you
Well,
know,
look,
you know.
B,
You know
man,
what I'm
we
saying?
want to say
Thank you so much.
bro,
Thank
you
for
for
coming,
coming out.
man,
Thank you so
and being a part of this. There's a lot more stuff that
Uncle
we're gonna
Waffles?
do.
That's crazy.
But just want to say, man,
Bacon
from
Bear,
like
J. Murphy.
a founder to another founder, business owner to business owner, employer to employer, man, keep inspiring this next generation, bro.
Yes, sir.
And keep inspiring your peers, because you're somebody
And
in this
me, you
game
inspired me.
that has just inspired me. Like as I've seen you guys stay on that treadmill, it's made me want to continue and just be like, yo, man, I'm in it for the long haul, and I know you guys are too, man. So I just want to say, you know, thank you, bro.
so much, man. Thank
Yeah.
you. Man.
Congratulations.
And I'm getting on y'all's podcast. I'm doing y'all's podcast
Yes,
soon.
yes.
Yeah.
So we need to schedule that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our podcast is Text Me When You Outside. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And please let everybody know about
so-
getting tickets and everything.
Yeah,
where
so
they can get
Broccoli City, you know what I mean? BCFestival.com. Check that out. And then he will be on our podcast called Text Me When You Outside.
Yep.
That's me and my partner, Marcus Allen, just having conversations about folks who, community organizers and promoters, and just, you know, where
Yep.
you come from, how you start, this, that, to the third. But yet again, shout out to R&B Only, man. I appreciate
Thank you,
y'all
bro.
so much. You know what I mean?
Yes,
The Colors
yes.
Worldwide, man. Like, even from when you was doing stuff in the comedy, like, yo, bro,
Man,
you
you
just an ill
you
cat,
know,
bro.
man.
And
Yeah,
I
appreciate
love
it.
what you're doing for us. I love what you're doing for the community. There's producers back here. Like, there's stuff that's going on here. I looked at the wrong camera. There's stuff that's going on here.
Yeah.
There's people active, working. There's
Working.
whiteboards.
Yeah.
There's
you know what I mean? Sounds
whiteboards.
like this is a real thing. You know what I mean? So continue to build what you're building. Going back to what I said. If I see Usher, I'm not gonna say anything. I know I'm going back to this, but there are certain artists in this world,
Nah,
you know
I
what I
got
mean,
you.
that
I
have
got you.
Season
affected
2,
us.
episode 4.
Oh, yeah.
Season 3, episode 3. No, shout out to Big Boss Bari and Broccoli City B for being on the show today.
But thank y'all so much.
Yes, my man.
No,
Jovy.
I'm Jovy E.
And my name is Tiara Monique. We'll see y'all next week right here on the R&B Only show. Make sure y'all get them tickets, rnbonly.com/calendar. We're going to be in, where we at this weekend? Baltimore and Phoenix. Get you some tickets. Pew, 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 pew.
R&B only.